Facebook. I got a video. I got dry mouth. I hope I can talk. Hold on. I think I'll be alright. Hold on, let me share my desktop here. Yeah, Reptilian Overlords. I've played this song before. It's the Casanovas, but just until everyone starts showing up in the chat. Anyone wants a friend? Mine is gold. Bow down to your reptilian overlords. Bow down. All you slaves and all you whores. This song is epic. And they never file copyright. One of the other problems I was having with streams recently is because of the bad air in Philadelphia from the fires, which are still going on, and sometimes I was having trouble talking for a while, so hopefully I'll do alright tonight. We're gonna go over kind of an introduction into the reptilian conspiracy, more or less. And how many people have shown up yet? Got like 9 people in here. Cool. Alright. I like the video of this song. So how many people Alright, so people are showing up. Alright, what I'm gonna do, I did this before, I think I got away. I'm only showing like a minute of it. Hopefully they won't block my stream. We're gonna use Ancient Aliens as an intro to to the Reptilian conspiracy, because their video is on YouTube. It went up on YouTube 4 months ago on the History Channel. See right here. History. Ancient Aliens, The Reptilian Conspiracy, Season 8, Episode 1. I stopped watching Ancient Aliens a while ago. They'll never invite me on the show. But, I just want to show you their intro. They go over the whole show. And I guarantee you I'll teach you more about reptilians in 45 minutes than they do on the... 43-minute show. They got to make 17 minutes in an hour just for commercials. So this will get... Yeah, it's... If you can't see me on video, it's because it's kind of dark in here. I got the blue lights on. But this is... it's a good introduction into kind of the reptilian conspiracy. This way, if... we're only going to use the first minute of the episode here.
Legends of lizard people.
It had arms and legs like that of a man.
Statues depicting strange creatures.
They have the facial features of, it seems to be, reptiles.
And underground caves said to be home to serpent gods.
There are too many stories about reptilian entities living within the Earth for them to be dismissed.
Throughout history, there have been stories of beings half human, half reptile. Could they be more than mere fantasy? And if so, might they be visitors from another planet?
That you have to wonder if there's not some truth to the stories of reptilian intervention.
Half reptile. Could they be more than mere fantasy? And if so, might they...
I gotta put my mic up. I want to show you something. They showed something in here. I gotta pause for copyright anyway, so I can play like 30 seconds at a time. They showed a human with a tail, and they're trying to blame that on reptilian, when they know that humans are related to primates, and that's how we get babies sometimes with tails. It has absolutely nothing to do with reptilian. The native Terrans, according to Lacerda, don't have tails, because when you are a bipedal creature, you lose your tail. So they showed that in here. Like, this is why I wanted to show their introduction. Yeah, they'll have him on History Channel, not me.
To be dismissed.
Throughout history, there have been stories of beings half human, half reptile. Could they be more than mere fantasy? And if so, might they be visitors from another planet?
That you have to wonder if there's not some truth to the stories of reptilian intervention on planet Earth.
Millions of people around the world believe we have been visited in the past by extraterrestrial beings. What if it were true? Did ancient aliens really help to shape our history? And if so, might there be a connection between aliens and strange beings called the Reptilians?
Alright, that really upsets me when they show humans with actual physical anomalies, like the hands they showed, like when people are born, and try to say that's reptilian. No, come on. Birth defects. I don't cover birth deformities on my research. I never have. I rarely make videos about children anyway. So, I don't even bother, you know, but, and then they're shown, it's History Channel, what do you expect? So, we're going to kind of go through everything. People familiar with my research know that I have a lot of videos. I gave you a link today to about 2,500 of my videos that are backed up on LBRY, to give you an idea. And so I have lectures done on a lot of these parts of things that I'm going to talk about tonight that I'm going to get re-uploaded to YouTube, including where it all starts, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. But I'm going to show you something interesting. People often ask me where I got my start with researching reptilians. Well, what led me to the Emerald Tablets eventually was I had seen this show on TV. It was a conspiracy show that originally aired in the 90s. And then I think I wound up finding this on BitTorrent, like back in the late 2000s. Because I was looking for conspiracy shows to download and watch, right? And I found The Lost Archives, and they had an episode called Genesis Revisited. And this was the work of Zecharia Sitchin. Now here, let me just play this. You guys might have seen this. It's an old documentary. It was hosted by, this is like when they actually used to make good TV shows back in my day. I forget this actor's name. He's pretty, he played in Quantum Leap, the TV show.
Revealed in upcoming episodes of this program are the contents of a recently unearthed repository classified by the secret government, the Phenomenon Archives. Was our race genetically engineered?
Sorry, I had my
6,000
mic
years
muted.
ago? Were we created by beings from distant space to work as laborers towards some unknown end?
I'll give you the link to this if you want to watch it, but this is the first documentary I ever watched about the Anunnaki and what led me into my research about investigating David Icke's research and the Anunnaki and where I got started. And this would have been back like in 2006 or 7 that I saw this documentary. And this is all about Zecharia Sitchin, but some of the things that he taught doesn't match up with my research. I do not cover planet Nibiru for certain reasons. I have a video I made about that. Nibiru is actually a city attributed to Enki. Those are the only, he only talks about 2 of the Igigi gods, mostly Enki and Enlil, when Marduk is actually more important, and they're all Igigi gods. I have videos made about each one of the Igigi, including Marduk. Those videos are almost like an hour long, so I'm going to slowly get those back onto YouTube. So this was my introduction into, people often ask me,
Powerful
and
non-human.
this was based off where's he at?
Influence on the motions of the planets Uranus and
In 7 days.
Vision.
There he is.
Knowledge of a solar system with
Zecharia
12
Sitchin.
members.
As they draw near,
Yeah.
one of the satellites of
He's a
Nibiru
freak.
crashes into Tiamat, cracking the planet.
So I'm probably getting
Subsequent
some
collisions
reverb on
smash
this
half of
microphone.
Tiamat
Let me turn this
completely,
down a little bit.
breaking the pieces into what develops mostly
But I
into
never
the
went
asteroid
with the
belt.
planet Nibiru.
This is
thing
referred
with
to
the
in the
Anunnaki
Bible and Sumerian text as
coming back
the
every
firmament.
6,000 years for gold.
The other half of Tiamat
things didn't
becomes
sound right
Earth.
about that.
The Earth is thrust
Then
into
I
a new
figured out
orbital
it wasn't
position,
every 6,000
carrying
years
with
that
it
come back
Tiamat's
to gold.
main
They were having
satellite,
great
our moon.
resets every few thousand or
Nibiru,
100
the
years.
intruder, is cast into a permanent clockwise
Human
silver orbit,
civilization gets out
returning
of
to Earth's
control.
neighborhood once each 3,600 years, forever.
So
becoming findings of NASA.
this is kind of where my research starts splitting off.
On
and
March-
including what Zecharia Sitchin never showed, what David Icke has never shown, is what do these things actually look like? And I'll show you. We have art because I am working on a book. I'll show you some of the original art, but then things started making sense when here are the ancient Sumerian wall reliefs, obviously. And what do they look like? Eagles. Well, they have eagle heads. Then the infamous dark crystal came out from Jim Henson. This is when he showed the Skeksis. I've made a lot of videos about the Dark Crystal. Now, Dark Crystal, that was a show. Henson was going to make a sequel to this originally. Then it got canceled. There's no audio to this video, so I'm just going to play it in the background. You're going to see some of the original Skeksis designs, and these are what Alpha Draconians actually look like. There were 12 of them in the movie. They all have different looking heads. One of them looks more like this in the movie, which is probably more on the lines of what their heads actually. This is some of the original art from an illustrator working with me. So I actually have my own original designs for what these Alpha Draconians look like. I can't plagiarize Jim Henson and make them look exactly like the Skeksis, but they're not. Some of them, they look different. Now, Netflix picked up the Dark Crystal TV show. They rebooted it. It got canceled after the first season. Strangely, when Obama became a shareholder at Netflix. Cuties stays on the platform, though. There was Henson's sequel got shut down. He was going to make a sequel about the Dark Crystal. I have the video game. I bought the video game off Steam. Age of Resistance. I have made some videos about the Age of Resistance Dark Crystal. It's hard for me to make videos about it because every time I make a video about the Netflix series, I get flagged for copyright and my videos get immediately blocked from Netflix. So they don't even want people showing clips of the Dark Crystal on YouTube because I've tried. What are they so scared of? Why are you scared of some puppets? And yeah, that should be one of your clues there. There were a few different Skeksis designs that Henson originally. This was one of the first ones because they do have crescents on their heads. And he was told to remove the crescents because I believe this original design here might have been more of what they actually look like. I believe this crescent on their head is what helps them rule the occult and electromagnetics, a lot like a bird does. Very in tune to electromagnetic frequencies, which rules the occult. They are the founders of Babylon and black magic. This is why it would make sense for an avian species to be rolling over electromagnetic energy of the occult. So, and as I said, I've gone in, people watching me know I've gone in detail on a lot of these subjects, so I will get videos uploaded to YouTube, more detail about all this stuff, and videos of anomalies and all that. Let me just come to the chat. Voice, yeah, it's getting scratchy. I don't want to lose my voice, so I can continue. I got videos I can play. Don't worry, I got plenty of... You got no notification I was live? You should have. Copyright violation. Did they freeze it? It's hard for me to tell if, back up 20 seconds. Did they freeze the Ancient Aliens clip? Oh well. Whatever. Alright, now they sent me the alert. Your stream was interrupted. Oh, thanks, YouTube. You didn't even give me a chance to... Look, they just sent me the alert. I didn't even get a chance to file copyright against it. I didn't even realize my stream was interrupted because I'm looking at OBS Studio and I didn't see the YouTube feed. But, you know, I was actually using it in fair use. Whatever. So, alright. So basically, alright, so this is kind of an introduction to the native Terran reptilians here. This won't get stopped for copyright. This is copyright-free footage. This is... Then we have the native Terrans. Now, the Lacerda Files interview with the Reptilian. I've read these. I hired a female voice actress to read the part of Lacerda for me. And I do have some clips of native Terrans, a native Terran actually shape-shifting. And I've shown that. I don't know if do I have it on this channel? I gotta check it. Because, the native Terrans, or I do want to make a separate video on, no, okay, we don't. But the native Terrans are these right here. They, there are statues of them depicted in the temple in Japan. This is what they look like. They are also the Ubaid lizard men, because this is really interesting. I cracked the mystery of the Ubaid lizard men. Because using the research from Lacerda, according to her, female reptilian species have breasts, and they do breastfeed their young. It's an evolutionary trait that they adopted, meaning that these Ubaid lizard men, this is a female reptilian, native Terran, feeding her baby, and this is a male. These are native Terran reptilians. These are the Ubaid lizard men found in the Middle East, and these are not Alpha Draconians. These are actually depictions of native Terrans, and so are these, the ones in the temple in Japan. So I will make I will get all this stuff about Lacerda back on the channel, and you notice they have the same shape head. So these are totally different than the Alpha Draconians. They don't shapeshift. They use something called visual mimicry. It's a power they have from their third eye that's been developed. There's also a lizard in New Zealand that comes from ancient times that has an active pineal gland, the Tuatara. I made videos about, because it was theorized in the times of Atlantis that everyone was able to speak telepathically to each other, including all species and animals. And we're finding animals that come from the times of possibly Atlantis that have active pineal glands and third eyes, whereas they are blocking the use of our pineal gland right now. And this is why they keep having their great resets. It's to stop humans from evolving too much, because they got to have us divided and hating each other. So that's, and the native Terrans are hostile towards, if you ever seen the videos I made it about the reptilian city under Los Angeles, that is attributed to the native Terrans, because that would have been part of Lemuria. I thought I had to pull it up. Thought I had the stuff about Lemuria pulled up. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Lemuria, which was in the South Pacific. So parts of ancient Lemuria would be like New Zealand, Australia, the South Pacific, all those strange islands in there, Tahiti, Easter Island, all that. And that's supposedly where the native Terrans mainly were. Atlantis was obviously in the Atlantic Ocean. There were 10 islands in Atlantis that were also there at that time. So, I might have, I don't know. Oh yeah, okay. I recently put this on my YouTube channel. It's almost 2 hours long. So this is what I mean about, I'll get the content up. The rise of the fall of Atlantis and rise of Babylon. That's a lecture I did. It's on my YouTube channel. That's a re-upload. It's 2 hours long. It'll give you more background on that story and a lot more detail about the Alpha Draconians and rise of Babylon. Oh, yeah, if anyone's interested, this is a link to the Lost Archives, if you're interested in watching the show that I got my start with. Really interesting. So, okay, what other talking points do we have here? Yeah, Babylon was founded by the Gigi god Marduk, and yeah, they come from the Alpha Draconian star system. Obviously, this is the Draco star system, or Thuban, also known as the Snake. Here's another interesting depiction. This is a statue of Anunnaki. You'll notice that this one has a very different looking head than the normal ones. It's really interesting. We still haven't figured out what the symbol of the handbags are. But yeah, Queen Lilibet always had her pocketbook with her. Is a, you know, kind of a reptilian thing. So the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. The story about the reptilians is in Tablet 8, the Key of Mysteries. I've read it multiple times, and I got close to 20 hours of videos just on the Emerald Tablets. I got to get re-uploaded to YouTube. I have the actual tablets. They're 2 hours long, hour and a half, 2 hours long. And I have a video decoding every one of the tablets, and every one of those videos is like an hour long, and there's like 17 of them. So yeah, just 20 hours of stuff on the Emerald Tablets, and yeah, I'm gonna have to get all those re-uploaded to YouTube. I'll start a new playlist with just the stuff on the Emerald Tablets, explaining the reptilian infiltration into Atlantis. They were able to assume the forms of the Atlanteans through people practicing blood magic, which allowed them to first start breaking into the planes. And that was what caused the downfall of Atlantis. They were able to identify the reptilians by making them say the word Kinninigan to prove they were human. If they shifted into, well, I say human. We don't know what the Atlanteans actually were. Humanoid, human. I have my own theories. I think that the Atlanteans possibly might be the blue-skinned people that we see in Hindu mythology. It might make sense. Did they have blue skin? Possibly. I don't know. But whatever they were, the reptilians were able to assume their form, and they were challenged, the political leaders, to say Kinninigan, or they were beheaded. And then, as retaliation for getting exposed in Atlantis, they crashed the ice comet known as Venus into the planet Maldek, where Atlantis and Lemuria was, cracking it, creating the asteroid belt, pulling the atmosphere off Mars, putting Uranus on a tilted axis as it came through the solar system. This is why Venus spins in a reverse rotation than the other planets, and it's actually an ice comet that is cooling off. That's why it has clouds in the atmosphere. It's known as the light bearer, or Venus, Lucifer. The ice comet theory actually comes from a researcher named Stuart Swerdlow. I didn't come up with that myself. He's the one that claimed that that's how the Draco destroyed Maldek. So I've done lectures on that. I give credit to where credit's due. Stuart Swerdlow, even in my book, is getting, if you've ever heard of him, I think it's expansions.com, his website or whatever, but he's the one that came up with the theory. The first time I've ever heard it. So, about how, yeah, the creation of the solar system, when Atlantis sunk. Yeah, and then Thoth goes on and builds the Great Pyramid at Giza. He tells you that right in here, in the Emerald Tablets. And they escape possibly more or less through a stargate. And then the Alpha Draconians have been ruling since. They feed on negative energy, Losh, which is human suffering. I forgot to pull up links about Losh feeding. I've done videos about it, but this is basically what they feed on. They're negative energy parasites. So all the social engineering and agendas they do, they feed off the human suffering. Like what just happened in Mali. That's human suffering they would feed off of. Here again is the symbol. This symbol of Rome is interesting. I like that this eagle is a little more esoteric looking. Again, Rome, you'll notice the eagle again. It's the avian symbol, the Alpha Draconians they've been using throughout. And there is the chicken cult of Abrahas. Now, I was going to make a video about Abrahas and Mothers of Darkness Castle. I might cut down on the well, I have to cut down on the content of Mothers of Darkness Castle, because one of the links I was going to use kind of goes into there was a child trafficker arrested in connection with that castle back in the 90s. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to cover that aspect. There's no reason to, really. You just know what these evil people do. But I do want to cover the cult of Abrahas. Abrahas has the head of, here, I'll show you. I'll type them into the, I don't know, XES, XAS, yeah, Abrahas. He has the head of a chicken and the legs of a serpent, also known as, he looks like the entity Dagon, worshipped by the Rosicrucians. This is the root of the word abracadabra also. That is black magic. I'll talk about the root of abracadabra. Abrahas is also mentioned by Aleister Crowley. I was talking about Aleister Crowley earlier. So this is some of the stuff I can cover from Crowley, because he does cover stuff about Abrahas. And Mothers of Darkness Castle, I know that for a fact that Crowley probably has ties to it for certain reasons. But this is their cult. This is one of the most evil secret societies on the planet, Mothers of Darkness Castle in Belgium, and they are known as the cult of Abrahas. Their flag of the Wallonia family that runs that castle, their bloodline goes to Vlad the Impaler and the current British royal family, and their flag is a yellow flag with a red chicken on it, and I showed that the other day. The video is probably on my channel still. The cult of Abrahas. So, some of that stuff will be new, you know, I'm going to talk about in, yeah, here it is. It's on here, 500, so, the cult of Abrahas. I think Mothers of Darkness and the cult of Abrahas. Yeah, I did talk about it the other day. So, I still want to do that, but I'm not. I'll talk about George Bush's connections with Mothers of Darkness Castle and all that, but we'll just cut out the kids stuff, all right? There's no reason to, but I could talk about the chicken cult. Yeah, so why are they worshiping a chicken? This is one of the Gnostic gems also, and it's another thing. If reptilians are 1,200-pound scaled lizards, why are they using this as a representation of them? Yeah, it's it's a chicken with serpent legs. Reptiles and birds have a lot in common, but birds are more in tune to electromagnetic frequencies. Avian creatures are. So that's why I believe them to be more avian. There's also Archons that work with the reptilians. I'm going to do a separate video on the Archons. And more about black magic. Like I said, I'm just going over the basic introduction to things here for people that might be new. And kind of so I will be uploading anomalies up to my channel. My voice is starting to get a little scratchy. I'm going to end the stream probably shortly. I've been having a hard time talking because we have bad air in Philadelphia with these fires and all that. And I don't know. Is anyone here from Canada? I know they're still burning up there, but here's what's weird. We had the one day when the whole city was covered in smoke. It was like bad. You couldn't see 100 feet in front of you. That's how bad the smoke was. And the stuff is still burning, but we haven't gotten as much smoke. But so it's almost as if like the first initial thing of smoke we got wasn't from the actual wildfire. Do you see where I'm going with this? I think it was something else that they put in the air. Who the hell knows? I don't, these people, they're nuts. They're going to try to kill all of us. So anyway, before I do end the stream, though, I did say we have artwork. I do want to show that. It's just my voice is, it's getting scratchy. Not a big deal. I had fun streaming. Besides, I'm going to stream again tomorrow night. I wanted to. We got 12 people in the chat right now. Not a big deal. But hopefully people come by and see the video. I think this was a good introduction to the stream. Yeah, it got cut for about 30 seconds earlier because the clip I played wasn't that long. And I was pausing it every 30 seconds so they wouldn't do that. Whatever. Not worried. So the Ubaid Lizardmen mystery. I've also cracked the mystery of Gobekli Tepe, I think. The ancient site in Sumeria that no one's been able to explain what it was built for. Ancient aliens and researchers have been trying to crack the Gobekli Tepe code for a long time. Now, I've made a video about Gobekli Tepe. Took me a while to learn how to say that correctly. Because I have a new theory. I'm going to re-upload this to YouTube. I got a video here. Did reptilians build Gobekli Tepe? Because there actually are vulture-like creatures on, and scorpions and other, the bull cults. But what were these actually, what was Gobekli Tepe actually built for? Well, Marduk, I believe, Marduk also invents the zodiac when he comes down to found Babylon. He's also the creator of black magic. You know, black magic works by the alignments of the moon, the stars, and it's very astrological in nature also. My theory, and I want credit for this if any researchers try to steal my theory on this, because you heard it from me first. My theory is Gobekli Tepe, and the reason why there might be animals on here and stuff. And there's also the handbags on here that we see the Anunnaki holding. I think it might have been some sort of... You imagine they broke Maldek and they cracked it. So this is why Marduk has to reinvent the zodiac. So he can refigure out the alignment of the years. So he knows how to repopulate the earth. Repopulating the earth through the 12 seasons. Not all the humans at once. You'd have to spread it out through the signs of the zodiac. There's a picture of Noah's Ark that shows us in a Rosicrucian manual. That's another video I made. Like I said, I got like close to 2,500 videos. I got a lot of them. So I believe that Gobekli Tepe was built by Marduk and the Alpha Draconians as a way for them to measure the new cycles of the planet they're on, and other things like the zodiac, the alignments of the moon, the black, because this would have been very important for the foundation of black magic itself. If you know anything about how black magic works, it's very tied into the zodiac, astrology, and this is another one of my original theories, because no one else has been able to explain what Gobekli Tepe was built for. And I think that would make the most sense. Marduk is attributed to creating the zodiac in the Amana Elish. I gotta get that. I know, I keep saying that. Alright, I'm done saying I'm gonna get that re-uploaded. I'm gonna get that Alright, you just get the idea. So, some of you in the chat know that I've covered these subjects before. Tonight's the blue moon, yeah. Hide your kids and pets. Hillary might be out tonight. So, what do you think? I'm going to go into more detail on my theory about Gobekli Tepe. It's something I'm working on. It's kind of hard to, but that's kind of my theory, is it's some type of device used to measure the new alignments of the stars, the sun, the moon, so they can figure out the new zodiacal cycles, the years, the months. Sumerians were actually very good at this, mysteriously. No one knows how the cavemen just came out and figured out this. Their mathematics system was more advanced than the one that we use in ancient Sumeria. It was based off decibels of 6, and it was more accurate because you can't divide 100 by 3 evenly. You get 33.33. You just get it. Whereas 6 and becomes a number that's easier to divide for advanced like geometry and algebra and stuff like that. So their mathematics system was based off integers of 6. I've covered that also. So why did the Sumerians have a different math system? And I believe it's because more advanced mathematics would be beneficial to a more advanced human race, right? They want to dumb us down. So that's probably one of the reasons they changed our math system. Math is all screwed up. You know, I've been in the military converting, like we use meters in the military and then we use yards and miles when you're not in the military. It's confusing, right? So that's kind of, you know, other things I do. Working on some theories about ancient Sumeria itself and what some of these ancient sites actually mean. So this could have been, maybe it explains why the animals are on here. They were trying to measure the seasons and the new cycles because they have to get all those Sabbats down, all those ritual sacrifice dates and ley lines. They would have had to rediscover the ley lines on Earth so they can eventually build cities like the Vatican and London on them and Washington, D.C. and other ritual occultic sites. So anyway, I think that was all. Oh, Han Purple. Yes, I do have a working theory on how reptilians can shapeshift with Han Purple. I've gone over this dozens of times. It is one of my original theories. I'm just going to re-upload the video to YouTube about Han Purple. I thought I had it on my YouTube channel. I didn't. But it's another good theory of mine. And everything that I kind of talked about, including, yeah, the shape-shifting Sumeria. Liquid mercury found under Mexican tomb. This is a pyramid of Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. And there is liquid mercury under his tomb, just like, and my theory is that Han Purple, mercury and blood, is how they were able to break through the 4th dimension, come to this dimension. It's backed with real science with Han Purple. So I'll get those re-uploaded also. I've done some good work. And then Rome and the Greenland theory too. I got to get all those videos re-uploaded. Rome, the godfather of secret societies. And the Q in SPQR, someone told me it actually stands for Quintus, the 5 senators of Rome. Because we never knew what the Q stood for. No, it's not Q. That Q, if you're thinking about it. So here goes some Roman eagles here. Yeah, they're just straight reptilian. Why is the American eagle the same as the Roman eagle and the Nazi eagle? No one's seeing the symbolism here? Why is the cult of Abraham worshiping chickens? And that's a dangerous cult, too. The Mothers of Darkness Castle is no joke. That's, those are the real deal when it comes to, they make Hollywood look like, you know. Yeah, so there you go. Nice reptilian eagle there. Interesting symbols they choose, right? Anyway, if you can support the channel, all the links are in the description. I also have Buy Me a Coffee. You can sign up to Patreon and Locals also. Cash App, Vemno, Stripe. All those links are in the description. I'll stream again tomorrow night, probably around the same time, 8 o'clock. I'll let you guys know in the morning or whatever. I'm starting to lose my voice. It's getting a little scratchy. But it's alright. The air's been bad. Hopefully everyone's, I got a sub who lives down in Florida. I didn't see her in the chat. Stephanie, if you're here, or listening. I hope she's all right. She's in Central Florida, and I know there's the hurricane. I forget the name of the hurricane actually. Vineland, New Jersey. How's the air in Vineland, New Jersey? It sucks in Philly. Yeah, I'll get the Han Purple video re-uploaded. And thanks to everyone who's YouTube went down over at Facebook. Yeah, it went down for a few seconds. It's alright though. I'll leave this. I'm not going to do anything. Anyway, that's going to be all for the stream. If you could support the channel, all the links are in the description. Any questions or comments, leave them below. And I will be getting a lot of stuff re-uploaded to YouTube that goes into more detail on all these subjects I talked about, including writing a book about them, hopefully. I'm working on that also. And, so, anyway, take care,